Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Project Management Insights. It's October already. Can you believe it? Where has this year gone? All right, so as I mentioned, we're in the process of recording these 4 episodes, which are all people-related. And today, in today's episode, I want to talk to you or answer the question about, do you need clearly defined roles on a project team? I love it when these questions come up and people have these sort of these questions, because it has me stop and think about, from my own perspective, what I notice, what I've found in my own project management experience. And this question has really had me stop and think about roles and what clearly defined roles on a project really are, because I think sometimes we tend to get caught in this trap with labels, and labels in themselves are a safety mechanism and a safety net, because if I label something, then I understand it. I think I know what that means. So as an example, if I label myself a project manager, what does it mean? What are people going to think that I do? What are people going to have an experience of me as if I am a project manager? And I think we put ourselves in a box when we do that sort of thing about expectation, about understanding and skill level, and about abilities or capability. And so roles as they are defined, and as I said, labels as they are defined on a project team, I mean, it's an interesting thing. What are the labels that we use for a project team? Well, we know we have a project manager. We might have a project coordinator. We might have a scheduler. We might have IT delivery team. We might have stream leads. We might have, there are a number of different roles that are labelled on a project team. And are they really necessary? Well, from my perspective, I'm going to say no, they aren't. Because oftentimes what they do is create separation on a team rather than collaboration and connection on a team. And I'm going to explain it this way. You've heard me talk about my one team work ethic. The whole premise that we are all a team. Together, everyone achieves more. That's what a team does. Together, everyone achieves more. If we are working from the premise that we are all part of a team, it doesn't matter what label or role we have. We are all going to be there working to our best, using our skills and knowledge and information and insight and connections, as in network, to deliver and ultimately work together to deliver whatever it is that's required for our project. Do we need to have roles in order to do that? My answer is no. Now, sure, if you are the project manager, and we're going to say that you're sitting in that formal role as a project manager, what do you need to be? You need to be the leader. You are the leader of the group, the team that's working towards delivery of this change for your customer, your business, your organization, whoever it is that the project's for. And you should be, could be, would want to be the leader, the person leading the team to that specific outcome. Does it mean that you need to have a defined role about what you will and won't do? Well, yes, at times I guess it will make it easier, because you are the person with the responsibility to report to your business owner, your project sponsor, your head client, the management of your organisation if you're working on delivering work orders or smaller projects to customers externally, you're the one that's going to be responsible for letting them know where things are at, if they're on track, if it's costing you more money, if there's more rework involved, if there are any project problems or issues, if there are risks or things that are going to disturb the delivery, possible delivery, successful delivery of your project. I mean, all of these things are your responsibility. Now, that doesn't mean that others can't help you and be involved in supporting you to do that. So it doesn't, I guess what I'm getting at is that having a role pigeonholes you into a space of, I'm doing that, no one else can, or I'm doing that and I can't get help to do that, or support to do that, or I'm doing that and that means that it's my responsibility 110%. Yes, for some things that might be true. And for other things, it might not. For other things, collaboration might be the best way to actually have things occur, deliver, and happen successfully. And so I think don't get caught up in this need to have defined roles. Work towards engaging each of the team members or the people that you have working with you on your project team, such that you work as a group of skilled individuals with specific skill sets, specific knowledge, specific information, specific connections into networks, and use that to your best ability and forget about the necessarily having everyone pegged with a defined role. Because ultimately, as I said, that creates separation, disconnection, and a lack of collaboration rather than what you're ultimately aiming for, which is all of these things: connection, teamwork, involvement, collaboration, support. All of those things as a group is what you're wanting. And so don't get hung up on this need to have clearly defined roles for the project team. Now, your project control board are more likely in their role as a project control board, if you have a project control board, are likely to want you to put people in boxes and peg people to roles so that they feel comfortable that people are performing those roles. It's their uncomfortableness that's if you turned up to a project control board meeting without a project chart, a project diagram that shows who's sitting in this specific role of assurance, of, a stream lead for this, of a stream lead for that, they're going to have a heart attack because they can't handle this unknown space. And so go and stick people's names on boxes if you need to do that in order to have your PCB not have a heart attack. And don't get caught up in it when you're working with the team. Work with the team more fluidly. Engage with them as a group of capable individuals, and you can ultimately only succeed. Whereas if you get hung up on this role definition, it's something that's taking away your focus from what you need to be doing, and that's engaging with the individuals, the stakeholders, as I mentioned in the last podcast episode, all of the people that need to be involved in your project. You get caught up in labeling them and having them sit in specific roles on a project team. Your focus is in the wrong area. So don't get too hung up on this need to have clearly defined roles on a project team. Just ensure that you have the right people with the right skills working as a team to deliver the outcome that you need for your project. All right, like, share, and subscribe. Remember that there is project management training for you to fill some of these gaps in these areas on the Project Management Insight website under the training heading. There are new courses going up each week as I am building a library of gap-filling material for you. Simple things like the differences, really explaining the difference between project work and BAU. I'm working on training around how to run effective meetings, There are other bits and pieces in the wind around communication and working with stakeholders, all of these sorts of things that are going to fill this gap for you, possibly in your knowledge. So go and check it out because they're there for you to help build your project management knowledge. All right, happy project managing this week, and I will talk to you again next week for another episode of Project Management Insights. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training.